The Sports Ball Stuff podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulpery Media presents Sports Ball Stuff with your hosts, Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the major sports stories that intrigue us and the little stories that enrage us.
Motherfucking promotion.
Automatic.
Who gives a fuck? We will be there next year.
Yes.
Just time and place.
You know, I was like
with violence in the last match too.
Yeah, or
6-0.
We still have one more match to go.
No, I meant that we won 6-0, and then boom. Well,
Peru decided I ain't fucking around with this promotion.
Dude had a hat trick before 20 minutes. He had scored 4 by 40 minutes.
Was it Farkas said like, I got to make sure I get the do not talk to me about. I'm doing the wrong accent anyway. For some reason, I can't pull up a German accent right now.
Strikers.
Yeah, don't talk to me about strikers. I know strikers.
Yeah, and guess what? Pirro did his thing.
Yeah.
Dan James didn't even play.
No, he's injured.
That's what I thought. Noto didn't start. We had Solomon.
But
Brendan Aronson, who I didn't realize had played all but 3 matches this year.
Yes, yeah.
Whether starting or he's what do they call it? He's like the furniture. He's always included.
The only dude who's played every match is Rodon.
I like that man. I like Ampadu. He is.
Yeah. Well, I sent you the article from The Athletic about, it was like an overview, but there's a huge section on Ampadu.
Yeah.
About how
he has to play all these different roles, team captain,
But my favorite thing was I guess it's what every team does. Team captain comes in and ownership and coaches talk about, if there's bonuses, stuff like that, who gets what, and normally the captain will bring in a couple other veterans, and they're like, well, this guy's been on the team longer, so we'll give him a bigger percentage. Ampadu came into that meeting, and when they were he came into the meeting alone, didn't bring in anybody else.
No, yeah.
They were we expected Melier and somebody else to get.
Melier better not be on the squad.
But when they asked him about bonuses, he goes, equal share, and walked out of the room. And they were like, okay. But that explains why he's respected in the locker room, and B, it kind of gives you a sense of his management on the pitch.
Again, he's been asked to play everywhere and has done it.
And he had a pretty severe injury and got back fast.
How long was he out? 3 months?
Yeah, but he should have been out for majority of the year. And then he had another scare and came back 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I remember that one, because that one was in the middle where we needed him playing defense, which is where he ended up permanently at this point.
Well, the additions of Rothwell and Tanaka helped because they could hold down the midfield.
They did, and Tanaka was kind of all over the pitch the little bit that I watched this last. But he's the all over the place.
But I will say this: I saw a British Leeds fan on TikTok going through, who he thought were, and it was similar to what we're talking about. Everybody on the roster he loved other than Melier, but
that goes without
he kind of gave Aronson shit. But then at the same time, I was like, you know what? I get that because it was this thing of he loves Aronson in the championship. He doesn't think Aronson is Premier League material. But remember, they got Americans shoved down their throats.
Yeah, at one point
they already resent American football players. So, I get it, but you're going like you said, Aronson played all but 3. He's in double digits on goals.
That's what my next question was going to be, and he's always seems to be involved in the build-up.
Yeah.
I get it. He has his faults. Like, he seems...
Well, if they did assists like hockey does...
His brain moves faster than his body does.
Sometimes, yeah. But if they did assists like hockey does, where the first touch or the second touch also gets an assist, he'd have... For
a ton.
Yeah. I'm going to say triple digits, but he'd have double-digit assists, too, with double-digit goals.
He'd probably have more goals if his first touch was a little bit... whatever. I don't give a fuck.
But he's only going to get better.
Well, that's the thing. So...
Unlike Melier.
Fuck that guy. And you have to keep Bamford on the roster.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just like a... Well, is he still sitting on like 290 or 199 goals?
No, because he scored recently.
Yeah, okay.
I think he made 300.
Yeah. No,
Might have been a penalty, but...
Well, I'll give it to Bamford. I mean, took pay cuts. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. He's been
stuck with the
good
team,
soldier.
Yeah.
That was toward you killing.
And he's always... I mean, like, that's not a bad dude coming off the bench in the 60th minute.
No. If you need
70th
a goal,
minute,
you put him out there.
Man, he would that one a couple of weeks ago that was called offsides that wasn't offsides.
He hit the post too this past week.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it matters with 6 goals, but
But he looks like he's having like a fun time out there too.
Yeah, of course. He gets to go back to the Premier League. I don't think any of the current squad, sans Melier, Sturrock.
Sturrock was on at the very end of
was Firpo on the last team?
Yeah.
That got promoted?
Yeah. Well, no, not promoted. And Sturrock wasn't there when they got promoted.
I thought he was, but he was there
when they were in the Premier.
I should reframe that as Premier League experience.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it.
But the dude I was referencing even pointed out like Firpo's change under Farka.
I will admit that he has changed. He always was talented. Maybe they had him out of position.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Farka knows where to play that dude.
Yeah, and now he is.
I mean, he is. Yeah, he's a fast defensive wing. That's what you need.
He still has his, mind farts. He reminds me a lot of Juan Cuadrado, who played for Juventus, who was brilliant, but
every now and then,
boy, could he shit the bed in like big moments, like just blatantly, like, oh, that's why I'm not really a big fan.
Doing like a 2-foot pass to the opponent,
like something
when they have a clear lane to the goal,
right? And then you have to tackle the guy because he's on a fast break, so you take a red card. So not only did you pass up a goal,
you clothesline him like your Gene Upshaw.
Yeah. He still has those issues, but yeah, I think Farka has Premier League experience.
He does.
He's brought now. This is his 3rd different team he's brought to the Premier League, right? Norwich.
Well, he did Norwich twice, I think.
So maybe I'm thinking it's the third.
This is his 3rd time he's gotten a team promoted.
So Norwich twice and now us.
But you're going like, I mean, that was the same thing. Like when they hired him, it was like, well, he gets them promoted, and blah blah blah. And his whole theme was like, no, we're going to be Premier League ready.
Like Bielsa.
Yeah,
but this was just a little more hardcore. A little more stubborn.
Farka's seen it. He's seen English football up and down.
He has been through.
So those people saying that we need a managerial change, like that's fucking ridiculous. Like, first off, he's earned the right to at least get a season.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you're in a relegation battle come February.
Yeah, but even then, it's like that's more on like what's your personnel doing, right?
So, okay, great. Finish your thought because I'm going to personnel. Go.
Well, I'm just going to say this is that the one argument I heard in favor of changing managerial stances is, well, look at when he took over the team and how slow they started, and then it's like, are you all forgetting there was the ownership debacle? He didn't get the first transfer window. Because of that, remember, like, they missed the whole first transfer window.
Like, you're going to get the initial
and then you had everybody. Well, no, but remember, like, he didn't even get that.
No, but
because They didn't get ownership settled until like the last week of the transfer window.
What I was saying is you're going to get a bump from the current rosters.
But he didn't even get that because as soon as he came in, that's when like Tyler Adams.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody pieced out. Even Brendan Aronson until he had a talk with him.
Well, thankfully Aronson went out on a loan. But and Tyler Adams did too. But then we decided to sell that contract off, and and same with dudes like Clausen and
Christensen,
guys
that we
and
got.
we got a bunch of money, which is good.
Well, okay, so that's where I was going with squad. Is we now have,
and don't forget we got Archie Gray's little brother coming up.
Oh, don't worry, that was next. That was next. So now we have Red Bull money.
Yes.
San Francisco
money.
49ers money for over a year now, right? Which was
2 years.
2 years when Farka took over. So money should not be an issue.
Brimming with cash.
And you're about to get written a gigantic check to be brought up to the Premier League.
And remember, we were only down 2 years.
Right.
So we weren't cut off from the Premier League retirement plan. We were getting ready to be in the last year of our downgrade, and so now we still have,
which is surprising.
The old Premier League.
Luton Town went down twice, and they're still on their retirement plan.
Yeah, they're still going to get paid. Which would be why they'll probably get promoted next season back up.
I'm just trying to think
like.
This promotion needs to be different than the last one we came out, but I think it was more Bielsa being a little stubborn too, because he came out like gangbusters. We were on fucking fire till December-ish, till the meat grinder, and then
he refused to change tactics.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we were leaking goals all over the place, and then it was too late. Still managed to make it another year. Striker. I know Piro's awesome, but we need another striker.
Well, you need one that can move end to end.
Exactly. Piro, whatever you want to say.
Peru.
He is back to goal, get the ball, pass it off, and then in the box he's
brilliant.
What did they say? A true striker's goal was his third one? Where he was just standing at the back post, knew where the ball was coming, just ding, and it was in the goal.
Yeah.
But we need another number 9. I'm okay with Dan James and Aronson and Noto or Solomon playing the number 10 spot, but I would love not Tyler Adams-esque. We need a facilitator behind the striker, just another guy.
Yeah, no.
And then I want another center back.
Well, yeah, it would be nice to have, like you said, like a striker, a goal scorer.
Yeah.
That can cover ground.
Correct.
That can go like inside, outside. Can even take a fast break. Or is it a fast break in football? I can't remember.
They're on the break.
Yeah, on the break. Yeah, but somebody could take it from halfway on the half pitch.
So here's the thing: you need a defensive-minded striker for those games in the Premier League that you're gonna get where you don't have the ball.
Right. That can play back triangle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or expand the triangle way out.
When you get the ball, to be able to get it out of danger fast.
Yeah.
Is what because again, the Premier League's a little different than the Championship. And then, like I said, another center back for rotation purposes. This past year has shown us that injuries, again, Ampadu having to move back to center back when he's more of a defensive midfielder. But
next year, less games.
Correct.
Or less league games.
No, less games other than the FA Cup.
And
we'll be in the Carabao Cup now.
Yeah. No, we were in the Championship, but we started earlier.
Okay.
So, like both FA Cup. The following segment has been brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. The Sports Ball Podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, Produced and edited by Ben Grimion. Marketing by Brock Ryder. Graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion. Music by the Heisenberg Compensators.